What's up, Camp Broadside? I'm your host, Troy Mosby. Hey, tonight we're going to continue on with our part 2 of our Buzzard Roost series, and we have the creator of the Buzzard Roost Saddle himself here with us tonight, Mr. Benny Gregoire. So without further ado, please help me give a big old Camp Broadside welcome to Mr. Benny Gregoire.
Troy's talking about the 10-point miss. Swears it was close, but it don't sound like it. Brandon's grinning, bragging about his dope. Bartlett's spike, well, we all know it's blood trails and bucktails. Round the fire where the whiskey sails. Every heart's a story, every shot's a chance. What's your story to tell? What's your...
I'm telling you, that shit was the craziest thing I ever seen.
Every season brings us back for more. It's blood trails and bucktails. Round the fire where the whiskey sails. Every heart's a story, every shot's a chance. What's your story to tell? What's your...
Benny Gregoire.
How's it going, Troy?
How did I do?
Oh, you did excellent.
I nailed it.
Nailed it. Like you've been saying it all your
Yeah,
life.
you know, I've been sitting over here like, oh my goodness, how do I say this name, man? I got it. I'm proud of myself.
Well,
yeah.
you did better than most telemarketers.
Hey, pat myself on the back.
There you go.
I'm better than the most telemarketers. Not all telemarketers,
Right.
most. I like it.
You get a rare one that
Yes,
that
sir.
speaks the language.
Yep. Hey, you wouldn't believe how many times they mess up my last name.
really,
Well, it's usually because it's Mosby.
right?
9 times out of 10, they're like, "Is Troy Mosby?"
Mosby.
And I'll go, "Nope, but you got Troy Mosby."
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
yeah. I usually get Gregory,
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
get
I bet
Gregory
you
a
do.
lot,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's the OIRE that if you pay attention to it,
Yep. Gregoire.
Gregoire.
Yeah, I like it. Is it like French? What is it?
It is. It's French.
Gotcha. Nice. Well, so today we had the annual Mocan Hunters Saddle Camp.
Yep.
Mocan Saddle Hunters Camp.
That's it. Brings me up every year.
Yeah. I make him come every year. I'm like,
Yeah.
you got to get up here, dude.
Oh, it's a good
No,
time.
I don't.
with
He
me.
come. I ask him, will you come see me? And he says, yes, I will. So,
Maybe,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. He'll play me along a little bit. Anthony will be like, yeah, I'll be there, bro.
Yeah. He's
Been
pretty.
there.
Anthony's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I gotta make you sweat a little bit.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, since we're speaking about it, Benny owns Buzzard Roost Saddles. Him and Anthony, they own Buzzard Roost Saddles. How long you guys been kicking it?
Since 2021, November of 2021,
Yeah.
is when we launched the website and put everything up there. So running on about 5 years now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty wild, man.
Yeah.
I think I met you guys like right after you guys started up.
Yep.
Just a quick story. I was putting on the Saddle Hunters event and getting some people together just to try different gear and stuff and to introduce people to saddle hunting. And so I'd reached out to some companies and said, hey, do you want to donate something for us to try out, check it out, people get their hands on it, and then we'll give it away as like a raffle prize or whatever. So Buzzard Roost, their name had come up, and I knew they were new in the industry. And so I was like, man, we could, it might be good for them if we can get a saddle up here, you know what I mean? And people can get their hands on it and hear the name Buzzard Roost. So I called Benny, or I emailed you, I don't even remember.
Yeah. I think it started with like a Facebook message or
Yeah.
something. And then we exchanged numbers and got on the phone.
Yeah. And so Benny said, absolutely, I'll send you a saddle. Yeah, that's great. And so I was like, oh, cool, man. So we got off the phone, whatever. And I think the next day, Benny calls me and he's like, hey, man, how about I do you one better? And I said, what's that? And he said, I'm just going to come up and see you and meet you and bring my saddle up personally.
Yeah.
And I was like, then I was kind of like, oh, no, wait a minute, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of
Pump
event
the
this
brakes.
is. Yeah. I don't want you to think this is a show or something. I said, it could be 2 people show up.
Yeah.
And Benny was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And so you came up.
Yeah, well, the deal was I love coming see you now every year, but I was already going to be up here turkey hunting.
Oh, that's right.
It was a good
Well, you
excuse.
done
and
ruined this. I thought,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Win-win.
it's hard to pass up when I was only like 2 hours away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Turkey hunting some public land. So it was actually the last week of the turkey season. You
Yep.
had it. So I just finished up turkey hunting and come over
Come
here
on
for
through.
Saturday. Yeah.
And then we met and hit it off, man. I mean,
Yeah. I think when I first met you, I drove up, walked right into where were y'all eating? Y'all was eating somewhere.
Texas Roadhouse.
It was the whole family. Not only
Yep.
did I meet Troy, it was the whole family, grandkids and all.
Everybody. Yeah, dude. That was great.
They're all looking at me like, "Who's this guy?"
Who's this Louisiana Cajun hillbilly?
Yeah.
Nah, that's how it all started, man. And we've built a very good friendship. And me and you and Anthony and yeah, it's just been great. I've really enjoyed getting to know you guys and getting in. You know, there's been some guidance along the way as far as starting up Broadside Camo and things to do, not do, look out for, whatever. So it's been very helpful. You know what I mean? And
I think
it's nice to have a good friend in the industry.
Yes, it is, and just a good friend in general. We've bounced personal stuff off of each other.
Facts.
You know, not just
We
industry
pray
stuff.
for each other.
Yeah.
We tell each other drama sometimes that's going on, and it's nice. It's a friendship.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So that's how we got started, and we've done it every year.
Yep.
We do the Saddle Hunters event at least once a year, and they come up, him and Anthony, and it's a great time. We had one today.
Yeah,
and,
this year was great up there at Elevated Archery.
Yeah, JP, man, that guy's something, ain't he?
Yeah,
He's
dude, he's top notch.
top notch. He knows his stuff,
He does,
and he'll tell you.
and he's willing to talk you through it and and help you. It's not a beat you down type thing. It's hey, come absorb.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah, and he, like you said, it's not a you big dummy. Why are you doing this? It's a let me show you a different way, and maybe that'll work out for you.
Yep.
And then you find out. Yeah, he helped me with my bow today.
Yeah, you dialed in today.
Woo, man!
Was that the first time you ever shot at 100 yards?
Not the first time. I shot.
Was it the
actually
best time?
Not even the best time.
I'm trying to help this guy out.
Well,
here.
hold on. But the first time could have been extreme lucky. I felt today was, I mean, it was dialed in.
You meant to.
Yes, it was the first time I can say that I might have got lucky. I recorded. It's on my YouTube channel. I make a 100-yard shot. I had no idea if I could do it or not. I had never shot 100 yards prior to that. I shoot, and it's so funny because you can go 1, 2.
Yes.
It's like thunder and lightning. You can count, and all of a sudden, I was like, oh, I hit it. And then that long walk down there, and I was like, I missed my mark by about that much.
Yeah.
So I thought I was so close. I was like, I can smoke this. So I went back, drew back again, let her fly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, I never heard the thump. And I never found my arrow.
Yeah. So I was at Shot 3DX last weekend, and they set up a 200-yard buffalo.
Woo.
And man, when those guys would let that fly, they would turn around and talk to the guy on the spot and scope before it ever hit. And it's like, all right, just hold on a second. And
that's freaking awesome, dude. Did you take that shot?
No, indeed.
No.
I can't afford arrows like that.
I know that's right.
But
that's why I didn't try that 100-yard again.
I think they had a skull can there.
That they were shooting
and they
at?
did have a guy hit the skull can.
Dang, dude, that's crazy. So what we did today, JP took me in there, showed me that the bow was we got the bow right, ready to go. And then I went out and I shot. And everything at Elevated Archery, especially if you're in this area, the Kansas City, Missouri, Kansas City, Kansas area, definitely check out Elevated Archery. I mean, it is one of the greatest 3D ranges I think I've ever seen personally.
Yeah.
And everything's elevated. You're shooting down. So once we got everything dialed in, we went out and shot 20, 30, 40. Well, they had one of them lab radars, and it would tell you obviously how. So let me stop. I had to shoot 70 yards for the lab radar to work. And so I shot the 70, and all you got to do is hit the target. I mean, it's not like an accuracy thing. You just hit the target. And then it does all these calculations, and it spits out these numbers. You put in your arrow weight, your draw, your peep height even. And I may be missing something, but you put in this information.
It's pretty sophisticated.
Yeah. And
but it breaks it down easy for you.
Yes. And it'll spit out a sight tape. So I've shot 20, 30, 40, 70 I shot. And at this point, I don't even think I knew where I hit it. I just knew I hit the target. And so, excuse me. So we come up with the sight tape, we put it on, and it's like, we want to try to shoot 100. And I was like, oh man, there's people standing around and stuff. I'm like, I'm going to try to shoot 100. I'm like, screw it, whatever. Let's go, man. We're going to see if this thing's accurate.
Yeah.
I'll post a picture.
Yeah.
It's and all day I was shooting a little to the left, so I got to move my sight regardless. But where my arrow hit is dead center of that. I was about 3 inches to the left of the bullseye, but I was exact same height. I mean, it was spot on. I was like, oh my goodness. And that was intentional. The first time I shot, it could have been an accident. You know what I'm saying? This one was no accident. So I'm super stoked about that. But JP's place, Elevated Archery.
Yep.
And the guys out there,
all of them.
Yeah, all the guys.
And their willingness to help.
Man. He told me one time, he goes, one thing about us is, he goes, we're not here to be like, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
He said, we're here to be like, I want you to be better than me. What can I do to help you be better than me?
Yeah.
Because if you're better than me, that's going to force me to work harder. Because it's
going to make me better.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. If you're in this area and like you want to take yours to the next level, like maybe you're not quite as satisfied with how you're hunting. Like, yeah, you're killing deer, but you just want to get that edge.
Yeah.
And take your archery skills to the next level. Go over there and talk to those guys, because they're going to bring it down to you. They're going to take the time to explain it. And that's not just JP, the owner.
Yeah, facts.
That's not just JP. That's every
that's
on the property.
Yeah. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Bunch of great guys. We had a great time today, man. We introduced several people into saddle hunting.
We did.
A
lot of those elevated guys weren't saddle hunters.
They're becoming. It's slowly. I think it's happening. We had some great raffle items from different companies. And that worked out really good. People love that. You know what I'm saying? We actually had an 8-foot Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Iron Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. And JX3 was a prize there. JX3 hybrid saddle.
Yeah. And the sticks.
Dude,
we made that the grand prize. Huge shout out to JX3. I mean, real quick, Amstill guy, Latitude, Genesis 3D, CGM made us a custom broadside saddle.
I think I saw Elevate saddle out there.
No. Oh, I had one, but yeah, that was mine.
Saddle Cartel,
yeah.
Those guys doing lots for men's mental health right now. Yeah, so dude. go on their page, support Saddle them. Cartel.
I always say that's the best group on Facebook.
Group. Yeah,
I love that group, man. The guys that run it are great guys. The members are great. You know what I mean? It's just a really good group. If you're into saddle hunting or whatever, or you're thinking about getting into it, go hit that group up. They do a lot of cool stuff. I will tell you, get your bow out, because they do a lot of different shoots and stuff. So
they always gonna hit you with some kind of shoot challenge.
And do it, man. It's fun. Yeah. It's just, you need to shoot anyway. So
don't tag me, because it's likely I won't.
Facts.
Anytime I get tagged, they're like, "Yeah, we tagged you 5 weeks ago."
I think I tagged you one time and he didn't shoot. You might have. I think you just shot later.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, I know I don't mean to miss anybody. If I'm missing, my mind's kind of scrambled now. Yep. And we just got through with the tornado siren.
Yeah.
We got some bad weather going on. And so there's a lot going on right now.
There is.
Cramped up at the restaurant.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
That was good.
We went out to the Jeffersons and ate hot wings.
Yep.
Woo. They're fire. But my leg cramped.
Yeah, that was funny.
Dude, it was from walking out of that mountain probably out there.
Probably.
JP making me go walk the mountain.
Yeah, not drinking enough water.
Yeah, that was my fault. My wife's always like, you better drink water.
Yeah.
I try. Look at you go. Sorry, dog. Anyway, so why don't you just kind of introduce yourself? Tell us about you, about who you are, how you got into hunting, as a kid or as an adult, however that happened, and then we'll just go from there, bro.
Yeah. So, my name is Benny Gregoire. Anthony is my business partner in Buzzard Roost Saddles. I've been hunting, I would say, all my life, really. My dad tells stories of taking me hunting at 2 years old. He'd bring his climber, his homemade climber, and he'd bring a sleeping bag and kind of make me like a little nest at the base of the tree, and he'd get 5-6 foot up and hunt, and big rifle hunting down there. But he would take me at 2 years old, and then I think we hit like a kind of a quiet spell there from about 8 to 12 years old. Didn't really do much hunting, but got back into it around 12 and kind of started squirrel hunting and rabbit hunting, and that's the best way to get into it.
Yeah.
Just learning woodsmanship and all, chasing the hot feed trees where the squirrels are at. And, coincidentally, or probably not coincidentally, squirrel hunting is what led me to deer hunting, because while sitting there squirrel hunting, deer came in to feed on the tree that I was hunting over. And, I think I was about 12 or 13 at that time. And, when I saw those deer come in, I was like, Dad, I want to deer hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do this.
I want one of them.
And so he said, okay. And we kind of started on our deer hunting journey. And at 12, I got my first gun, which was a 20 gauge shotgun. And if you watch any of my videos or any of my posts, it's my favorite gun. I don't really care to pack anything else unless we're talking rifle for deer, but it's a single shot 20 gauge. It's got my name painted on the side. It was my dad's first gun. And, so he got it years ago, and he's, I think, around 65 now. And he got it when he was a young teenager and then passed it on to me. But loved that gun. And it kind of sparked everything. And I think a couple years later, I was young teenager, and I just got to have a 12 gauge now. And so I ended up with a 12 gauge. And about 15, I was deer hunting, and I still hadn't killed anything. So from 12 to 15, I hadn't killed anything. I saw Dad shoot a couple bucks. And I had a deer come in out of range on my birthday. And I was like, Dad, I couldn't shoot it. Like, let me take the rifle. And my dad's when it comes to a rifle, he does not like that. Not that he doesn't like it. He's very cautious. He's a very cautious, and rightfully so. He doesn't want anybody hurt. But, his big deal is you don't shoot a rifle from the ground. You can only shoot it elevated, all the safety things. But he really, really harped on it. And to let me loose at 15 with a high power rifle was really, it was asking a lot of him.
It was a big deal.
Yeah, I told him, Daddy, it was 100 yards or so, and I couldn't reach out and touch it with that 12 gauge. And I had already missed 6 deer with buckshot. And I hated buckshot after that. It's like, I don't even want to do this anymore. But he's like, okay. So we went out and shot and did the whole safety briefing, and it's America's rifle. It's the Remington 742 and 30-06 with the see-through mounts and the 3x9 scope. And it's exactly what everybody had. And so we went out and shot it a couple times, and he's like, all right, just let them go. He loaded a clip full and said, let them go. And I did. He said, I got to see that you can control it. And I just let him, and he's like, all right, well, you're good.
Good to go.
You're good. And my birthday's December 28th. Well, a couple weeks later, January 17th it's still going in Louisiana, and it's actually the rut where I live. And so my dad, it was either my dad or my mom, had dropped me off to go hunt. And I went and climbed a tree, and I was hunting in my climber that I bought with my money. At 12 years old. I had $100 bill, and I remember when I went to buy it, it was $111. I didn't know about taxes, and all I had was a smooth 100. And I was like, Daddy, I don't have the $11. He goes, I'll give you 11, but taxes are real.
You better learn today.
Yeah, you're gonna learn today. And by the way, you're gonna pay me back.
That's right. I don't care if it's $11. You're paying me back.
Yeah. So I was up in it, and a buck come chasing a doe, and nothing like what you got here, but it was for home, it was a 9-point, and it was like nothing.
Especially at your age. I mean,
it was like nothing I had ever seen. And man, I remember they stopped for a split second, and I took aim and I took a shot, and I ended up shooting him high in the neck, and it come out the other side and put a hole in his ear. And it's cool. I ended up getting that deer mounted, and
nice.
So he's still sitting in my house.
Heck yeah, dude.
Like now, my little boy asked me, like, why's he got a hole in his ear? And he already knows why, but he asked me, to tell the story and all. But that was my first deer and kind of how I got started deer hunting. And it was cool because after I killed that deer, just so happened it was a big family get together back at the house, big bonfire and everything, and all my people were there. And so I got to load that deer up and bring it home to everybody.
What a proud moment for you. You know what I'm saying?
It was cool. Yeah. My cousin was there, like, and he big into deer hunting, and, really made a huge impact on my life. And, just recently he passed.
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah. Men's mental health is important.
Yes.
So, and he was extremely instrumental in my life, and so that's I don't know what to say about it, but he passed, and there's always that guy in your life. But
you said it best. I mean, men's mental health matters 100%.
So it was just big deal.
Yeah,
big deal, and then from there on out, it just snowballed.
How old were you when you got into bow hunting? Like, when did you shoot your first bow?
So I did not kill a deer with a bow until I think I was either 21 or 22.
Gotcha.
But I did start around 15 or 16. I think it was shortly after I killed that first deer with a rifle. I think somewhere in that summertime, I went and bought a PSE Nova from Walmart, the old wheel bows. And, man, I remember standing on the front lawn, and I couldn't even draw it back. It was like, I just couldn't. But eventually I would get it back, and I'd take one shot. And then I remember that's all I could get it back that day. And then the next day I'd go out, and eventually I got 2 shots and then 3 shots. And, I never had anything close enough to even shoot. I don't even know why I was going out there with it, but like there where I grew up hunting, the deer population wasn't high. I mean, there was enough to say we were deer hunting, but to really get one close was a big deal.
Yeah.
And I remember I had that bow, and I snuck up on a couple fawns one time in the middle of the pasture, and I thought that was cool. I thought I was fixing to kill one, but then they stood up and had spots on them. I was like, dang it. Not yet.
So how old was you when you killed your first one?
I think I was 21, 22.
Oh, that's what you said, 21, 22.
And I never did kill anything with that PSE Nova. But my father-in-law at the time, he had old Matthews SQ2, and he let me borrow it. He had graduated to a crossbow, and so he still had that Matthews SQ2, and I took it out. And I was just shooting lights out, and I was in North Louisiana. North Louisiana has a higher deer population, so I started hunting with it. They have more public land and everything, but actually, I ended up coming back home down in South Louisiana and hunted, I think it was Halloween, and a doe come in, and I ended up killing a doe. Yeah, smoked. Well, I missed the first shot, hit my little bleat, and she run around and come back, and at 11 yards, I shot her.
Heck yeah, dude.
It was cool.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome, man? There's just something about bow hunting that, I mean, it's hard to explain to somebody that doesn't bow hunt, but it's like, it's just such an intense feeling. And I always said, I mean, I have mad respect for rifle hunting. I don't rifle hunt anymore.
Yeah.
And it takes a skill, you know what I'm saying, to be a good rifle hunter. I mean, if you're going to take a couple 100-yard shot, you got to be able to make that shot. So, I mean, I don't take nothing away from it. I just don't choose to do it because I like that up close, personal. And I always try to think of what that word would be like. What's the difference? And a guy told me on one of my podcasts, and he said, he goes, I call it, it's more intimate with the bow.
Yeah, it is.
And
yes.
I'm like, that's perfect.
That's the
that
right
nailed
word.
it right there, you know.
Yeah. It's intimate's the perfect word for it because everything has to go right and according to plan. And I mean, you could get lucky.
Yeah, and
But
you do. But
if-
there's so much that goes into it from
Yeah.
just practicing,
Yep.
training, actually doing it. And
Yep.
when that moment comes and you've got to grab your bow,
Yeah.
the deer's coming, you got to grab your bow, you got to grab your release, you got to draw back without getting busted. You got to aim.
Yeah.
And then you got to make a good shot. And
Not to
you
mention
can
the
be-
scouting beforehand.
yeah, for sure.
The scouting.
Months sometimes that you spend out in the woods in preparation to get that shot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot goes into it. And I'm super passionate about bow hunting.
Yeah.
I think it's the greatest thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? But
I love it too. And I was riding with Brandon yesterday and we were talking about it because we was talking about rifle hunting down in the swamp where I'm from.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I just kind of just want to bow hunt. And I'm like, not here.
different.
Not
Yeah.
here. It's different. Because, you know, where I hunt, like there are reasons why the deer are there. It's just very hard to narrow it down to 20 yards.
yeah.
Just because the vegetation is so much. What they eat can just be found pretty much anywhere. So to nail them down to a 20-yard corridor is tough. So
Yeah.
if
Hey,
you're
and
out
this
there,
Joker, he'd be talking like, I remember, it wasn't too long after I met him and stuff. We was talking about going down there and going in the swamps and doing some hunting and whatever. And I was like, dude, there's alligators in them swamps? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And he's like, they won't hurt you. And I'm like, whatever. He goes, they might bump you. I said, bump you? I ain't trying to get bumped. What if he decides he bumped me and he decides, well, I'm hungry after all? You know what I'm saying?
I have to find that picture I have on Facebook. Anthony and I was hunting, and at the base of his tree, there was an alligator laid up underneath the grass.
Oh my goodness, he just told me that story, dude.
Did he?
He said, yeah. He said he climbed up the tree, was hunting. All of a sudden he looked down, I think,
Yep.
and there was an alligator completely at the base of
Yeah,
his
it
tree.
was like circled his
yeah.
tree.
He said he
And
called, because
he
I
was
said, how'd you
standing
get
on
out
it.
of it? He said, I had to call Benny.
Yeah. It's like,
Come help me.
didn't realize it was there on the way up.
I'd have been a big old baby.
Oh,
So what, you think the alligator was there when he climbed up?
yeah, it didn't crawl there.
What?
It was just cold, and he was just
Not moving.
docile. Yeah.
Wow.
And he just didn't know it was under his feet.
That would be the most insane feeling if I look down and there's a dang alligator laying at the bottom of my tree.
Yeah. It wasn't a very big one. It was big enough it would hurt you if it bit you, but it's not like a tree shaker.
10 foot,
Yeah,
you
it
know.
wasn't 10 foot.
Yeah.
Like probably 4.
Hey, it could be 6 inches. I'd be like, oh, shoot, boy,
Yeah.
get me out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. Y'all be hunting some stuff down there, though, man.
Yeah.
So, how did you come up with the Buzzard Roost? Where did this come from?
Yeah. So I was on like the old saddle hunter forums and everything. You know, when it was big, it was a big community of guys. You know, we all bought sewing machines and we'd make our own gear. And, you know, saddle hunting wasn't mainstream like it is now. And you could really only find a couple. And when I got into it, I think the one that was on the market was the Arrow Hunter. I think it was like the Kestrel.
Yep. Kestrel Flex.
Yep. And so I just kind of looked at it and was like, this is cool, but I can't really afford this right now. I was going through a divorce, and I think they wanted like $500-600 for a full kit. And I'm like,
Yeah.
And so I talked to my mom and got her sewing machine, and I did the whole sit drag thing. So I took a little bit different take on it than most guys were doing. They were leaving a sit drag like it was, or buying two, and that was kind of the 2-panel saddle setup. But what I did was I took the sit drag, and it's a long, I think it's about 6-7 inches wide, and I cut it down the middle, folded them over, and I sewed that strip, and then I took rivets, and I punched rivets through it, and then I took paracord, and I weaved a paracord seat into it. And that's what ended up being my sit drag saddle. So it was wide. It was so uncomfortable, but
I sat in it.
Yeah.
You remember you
I
brought
still
it
got
up?
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
it still has it. Yeah.
And I sewed a 511 tactical belt inside of it, and that's how I put it on and kept it on.
Yeah.
And I did the Amstel bridge, but that thing hurt. But I killed some deer out of
Boy,
it.
what a ways it's come since.
Yeah, it made a big difference in my hunting. You know, I hunt a lot of feed trees back home, and not having to pack a stand in anymore was a world of difference. And I started on the wild edge steps, the triangle, and you fold them down and they lock in. And I love that setup.
Yep.
If you told me right now I could only have one way to climb the tree and I got to pick it right now, I'm picking those wild edge steps.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm tall and lanky, and what I would do, I would carry 5 steps and I would space them. And all I had to carry was 5 pounds to get up there. And 4 of them got me to 20 foot.
Dang.
And then I would put 2 on the side, and I would just hook my heels into it.
And that was like your platform.
And that's my platform.
Yeah.
And I could easily walk around a tree.
Yeah.
And I love that setup.
Yeah. I've never hunted with those.
Really?
But I mean, I've looked at them throughout the years, obviously, because especially when I first got into saddle hunting, those were the big deal. I mean, wild edge steps were, that was the stuff to have.
Yeah.
And then they had that perch
that
they could put into the step, and that was more of a platform type deal, you know.
I had the perch too. I loved it. The only thing I didn't like was like that lock in. I didn't like the clicking.
Yeah.
But what I ended up doing is like I took the step, put it in my receiver hitch, and kind of bent them in just a little bit. And then while I was at the house, I locked that perch in one good time, and it got super tight. And so I never took it out of the step. It was designed to go in and out of the step. I just never took it out.
Yeah.
And I would just carry that one on my pack, and last I would just click it.
Yeah, and that was your
platform. It took a little bit extra to get it bent over, but
yeah. So you built the sit drag, and that thing was pretty. Like I said, I remember the first time you came up, you brought that, and I actually got in the tree with it and was like, "It's wild. It's just paracord." You know what I mean? Like you said, it was crazy, but it brought you a lot of success.
It did.
Yeah.
I started from there. Just guys at work, they're like, "Benny, don't you saddle hunt?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I was like, "You make me one?" "Yeah, I'll make you one." I said, "It's sketchy, but yeah, I'll make you one." And so I made one, and I decided to start changing things around. And then, one night I had to work nights the following night. So I'd stayed up, just piddling around. And I said, well, what if I do this? And, I made the bottom panel of the Buzzard Roost saddle that you see now. I made the bottom panel, and it's only changed slightly from there. And I just went and sat in that bottom panel, and it was completely comfortable. It was like, this is it.
You were liking that.
Yeah. The only thing that worried me about it is nothing came up above your iliac crest that would hold you in if you were to fall backwards. Mm-hmm. So that was the next step in the evolution of the Buzzard Roost saddle. Was I had the bottom panel and it was comfortable. I just needed to be able to stay safe in it.
Yeah.
And so I made that back band, and that's why you see we have 4 bridge loops today, and how it's connected, using 2 sets of prussics and then 1 bridge that connects all of it. So that's kind of how it evolved. And then we've made some slight changes since then. We've gone to a wider back band, give more support. We've done some other things with the belt. We have a floating belt now, and so like kids. We was talking to a young man today, and he had the old small saddle that was his brother's that they picked up at the first saddle hunting get together. And so it had gotten passed down to the youngest.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I love that.
He was wearing it today, and it wrapped all the way around him, and it's like, man, it's kind of big. Well, we fixed that, and so now with that floating belt, it tightens up really good. And my 8-year-old hunts out of a men's small saddle now.
Heck yeah, dude.
So
I never even thought about that. Like you said, when just that by giving it a floating belt, what that would do for you, especially if you're a smaller person. You know what I mean?
Yep.
For sure. Yeah. So that's so you created the back. You had to create the back band and you figure out. I mean, how did you figure out like, oh, I could tie them together like this and that? And
that was the hardest process. I knew it needed to be a prusik, and so I was thinking, it needs to just be a continuous between the both, and I never could get it to work. And so I said, well, I'm just going to do a tight prusik on both and join them with a knot. Yeah. And that's how it come about there.
And it's the only saddle on the market that does that, where you can adjust that top and the bottom like that, and that's the difference maker.
Yep, 100%. You can change the cant on the bottom panel because all our butts aren't the same,
right?
And you don't need it longer. You just need it to tilt. And cant differently, but you don't need it to mess with the back band while you're doing it.
Right.
So that's the difference. Is you can change that bottom, but not touch the top.
Right.
Or if the bottom's perfect and you need a longer back because maybe your midsection's a little bit bigger, like you can do that. You can lengthen that.
Yeah.
And then like ladies, they have those, hips and all to them. We can mix and match. Like if they want to call us and say, hey, like I got a, full figured woman.
Yeah.
We can deal with that. Yeah. And, we can put a large bottom with a small back band or, however we need to do it.
Yeah, that's super cool, man. And it like I said, I tell people all the time, people talk to me about saddle hunting, what's the best saddle? And I always say, man, there's a lot of great saddles out on the market. They've evolved. They become better and better. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But there's nothing like the Buzzard Roost, because of the ability to adjust the top panel and the bottom panel. There's other 2 panels on the markets. You can't do that. When you adjust it, you're adjusting everything.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't necessarily want that. And once you get up there, you can get comfortable. Just like today, I told a couple people, you're going to be comfortable as soon as you get in there, and you're going to think, oh, that feels pretty good. I said, but start messing with them bridges, where that bridge is on them loops on the top or the bottom. Mm-hmm. Start feeling what it feels like when you adjust it this way or this way. And by the time, as they're working it, they'll be like, ooh, that really feels good. I'm like, I'm telling you, you can, what do they call it, micro dial that in, you know what I'm saying, to really get comfortable for sure. Yep. So you guys are killing it, man. You got a great saddle. Do you guys have anything in the future, like new things you think you might come out with? Or?
So we have a few things on the drawing board. We're hoping to come out with a platform and sticks soon. So we're just waiting for some things to materialize with those, and they'll hit the market.
Yeah, dude, that's exciting.
These things got to be tested and make sure that they're safe and that they're going to function for the long term, not just for the short term. So we're running through some of those things like that, and we're hoping by January. ATA show, we'll have those available, if not sooner. If we can pull it off sooner, we'll definitely get it out there for guys. Yeah,
and I know you and Anthony pretty good, and you definitely make a great saddle. So I can tell you, there'll be great sticks and great platform. I guarantee it. I'm no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on where you guys have come from and where you're headed, man. You guys
Thank
are
you.
doing really good. You know, we go to these shows and stuff, man. Everybody loves Buzzard Roost. But we'll be out in the park. Me and Anthony talked about it the other night. We'd be out in the parking lot. He's cooking jambalaya or something, you know. What's his name over there on the guitar?
Jacob.
Jacob. Sorry, Jacob. I'm drawing a blank, but he'd be over there on the guitar singing and doing his turkey gobbling and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude's a trip too,
Jacob's
man.
a
I
trip.
love that dude, boy. He's good people. But man, you guys are just a good time everywhere they go. I mean, it doesn't matter. We've had huge crawfish boils out here, and I thought I knew how to do a crawfish boil. We do it. We do it 3-4 times a year probably.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I know it. You ever do a crawfish? Oh yeah, I know how to do a crawfish boil. I didn't know how to do it like they do it in Louisiana. And I will say my crawfish boils are a lot better nowadays.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. But yeah, so it's always a good time with you guys. You guys are just great people, man, and I really appreciate your friendship and just being around. You know what I'm saying? It's like you said, men's mental health. We talk a lot, and
We do.
and it's nice to have that. It's everybody needs it for sure, 100%. But now I know I got a video of a deer you killed, a buck you killed last year.
Yeah. I killed 2 good bucks this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I'm talking about, I think you were with Troy Forster.
Yeah. Over in
Yeah.
Ohio.
Yeah. And he was wearing broadside camo. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah. I don't know how it happened, how it got in my tote, but
Yeah. He got it. He was wearing it, and I got video proof of it.
yeah, I was way too cold to not grab the warm stuff.
Yeah, dude. So why don't you, if you would, just take us kind of down that story, what happened, man?
Yeah, man. So I was up there with Troy Forster. He's a good friend of Buzzard Roost, and so he invited me up to his place and went up there, and he's got a few properties that he hunts and checks into and all that. And so he's like, man, you need to come up here and hunt a rut. Because I think we had talked before, and, you know, besides that buck at 15 chasing a doe, I'd never seen it. That was the first and the only time I'd ever seen a buck chase a doe.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was still foreign to me. You hear about it, you see it on TV, but I never experienced it. And he said, yeah, like, bucks chase does. Like, come up here. And he's like, what I really want to do is call one in for you. And I'm like, okay. And like, turkey call them in? And he's like, yeah. Like, intentionally call them to the tree.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Gotta see this.
Yeah, I gotta see this. Yeah. You know, one, I want to experience the rut. I want to see big bucks. And like, I want to see you call him.
What state's he in?
Ohio.
Ohio, okay.
Yeah. So I took him up on his offer. I went up there that November window. And I have hunted, you know, the Midwest. I hunted Missouri and all public land and all before this. Still never saw that action. I've been in that window.
Yeah. The action wasn't there.
It just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Right there around me. So it was cool. I went up there the first morning. It was cold. And I think about 4 hours in, it started snowing. And that broadside camo came in. I had it shipped to Troy's house.
Yep.
And it got there the night before. And I know I'm checking my tracking and all. It's like, he's got to get here. Because I was counting on this to keep me warm. Yeah. I'm from Louisiana.
It's cold.
It's cold.
Outside of Louisiana.
And I think it was, 10, 11 degrees. And it started snowing on us, and I was so thankful that package came in the night before.
I know you was,
because I got those Sherpa bibs.
Yep.
And dude, they're warm.
You
and
dig
then,
them.
And then
yeah,
that's like a hot box.
Yeah, dude.
And then that I do the is it half zip?
The hoodie.
The hoodie. Yeah. Love that thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm chilling and deer moving through, and bucks start chasing does. We see a bunch of little bucks.
Was you just like, holy
yeah, it's like, this is
crap.
wild.
Yeah.
And then a buck runs over the top of the hill, and we can see him out there at 300 yards, and then he busts does off, and then 20, 30 turkeys come across, and I'm like, I've never seen anything like this. And where we were at was in a funnel between two fields and two hills, and like as far as you can see, wherever you're looking, you just see deer and bucks moving all day. And like I said, never seen anything like it. So I'm pumped. And then I think like 2 days in, it went quiet. And you didn't see anything. And I'm assuming that was lockdown.
Mm-hmm. I bet so.
And I don't know enough, but that's kind of what Troy and I were talking about. And we were still getting some bucks at night showing up on the camera. But we went the evening before I killed my deer. We went to another little spot, and it was like a honey hole. Hadn't been hunted. Hadn't been hunted in like 10, 15 years.
Woo, what?
And the landowner gave Troy permission, but he didn't give me permission. And he was specific about it. He said, your friend cannot hunt.
Oh.
He can come in and he can run the camera, but he cannot hunt.
Wow.
And we went in there for that evening, and I saw some stuff that I ain't never seen, and I'll never forget. Troy got on that grunt call and the rattling antlers, and deer just started coming out of the woodworks. I'll put it to you this way. That was the best, worst hunt I've ever been on. Troy missed 4 times in that hunt in the matter of 30 minutes.
Wow.
4 times. There was green luminox everywhere. All directions.
You said there's green luminox everywhere.
Yeah. I was picking on him. Like, you've seen Moana. It looked like bioluminescent algae everywhere. And we were
I can't wait to see him again.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
Dang, dude.
Yeah,
I know he was like, are you freaking
he was asking for
bro?
the knife to cut the tether. He's like, just let me cut it. But he called in this buck, and we got video of him coming down the hill, and he comes in, and I didn't see him. I was looking at the other deer that he just missed that just kind of trotted off, and I'm looking at it, filming him, and he's like, Benny, buck. And I turn and look, and there's a buck, a good buck coming in, and he turns and he goes right. And he's like, I'm going to grunt him back. And he hits that grunt and a snort wheeze, and that deer just stops on a dime, turns, comes back to us, stops, makes a scrape, walks 20 yards, and Troy stops him. I do like a pirouette in the tree to get the camera around and on him, and he stops 20 yards, and he sends an arrow just underneath his armpit.
Oh, no.
I mean, I swear I saw hair come off. But he runs up the hill and then starts grunting back at him again, and he ends up coming around, but he goes downwind, and he does end up winding us. But best, worst hunt ever.
Dang. Oh, Troy, man. What happened, brother?
We think it was his glove. He was shooting with a glove. Now, the shot where he missed that buck, he was not shooting a glove. Like, he had already pulled it off.
Yeah.
And he shot perfect. The deer was just laid on the duck.
Yeah.
And it just didn't happen. But we knew they were on fire then.
Clearly.
Yeah. So the next morning we go in and we hunt that same funnel that we had been hunting earlier in the week, because it had the most sign, most activity and everything. It's like, Benny, it's going to happen here. This is where it's going to happen. But all the deer were moving. The wood line kind of made like a T, and all the action we were seeing was coming down this T and then fading off this way or going up the hill. So we ended up, I said, we got to move further into that T. And he's like, I think they'll eventually come this way. And I was like, I don't want eventually. Like, I want to get on them. Yeah. So we go, and he's like, just don't pick a shagbark tree. And I'll be
Those
dang.
are the worst.
I'll be dang. I picked a shagbark tree and I was like, but it's perfect.
It's perfect.
I threw everything up and he followed up behind me and I think it was like 8:15, 8:30. And we'd only seen a couple little small deer. And man, we look up on the hill behind us. There's a big buck up there. And he's like, all right, I'm going to get him to come in. And he starts rattling and grunting. And that dude comes straight down the hill. He comes in, and I kid you not, the tree that we had the setup in the whole week, we left it there. Well, we just decided that morning. I climbed up the tree, pulled it all down, and we moved. That deer walked right underneath that tree.
You know that's the way it's going to
He
work
walked right
every
under
time.
that tree. I said, you got to be kidding me, Troy.
Yeah, dude.
And he'd have died, 20 minutes earlier.
Yeah, for sure.
But, man, he comes down, he stands underneath that tree, and he's looking around, looking for what was grunting and snorting and rattling and everything. He can't see it, and so he's just kind of chilling. He starts to go back right, and Troy gives him that snort wheeze, and then he just starts coming. And, like, it's one of those where you see it on camera, you see the smoke blowing out his nose and everything.
Yeah, dude.
He walks in, I was like, it's game on. And, Troy pulls the camera on this side and, I'm just sitting there waiting for him and he comes out and he's about to hit the field and it's wide open for me. And I said, do you see him right there? And he said, yeah, I see him. And he's 40, stops, broadside, I draw back, anchor it, let him have it. The shot was a touch back. I knew it as soon as it hit him that it was liver, but the blood that you could see at impact was good. It was like, all right.
It was a good shot.
It was a good shot, but it was back, and it was like that part was scary that it was that far back. And then he ran uphill. So to watch a deer run uphill,
that's always a bad sign.
yeah, it's a bad sign. And we saw him cut left, and he went back into the thicket where we had been seeing all the deer prior to come out of, and that was the reason we had relocated trees, because we were seeing the deer come from there. And so it was like, okay. I said, all right, Troy, I know it was a bad hit. Like, we just need to let him sit. And so we swapped positions, and he went into the hunt position, grabbed his bow and everything, and he missed another doe that came under.
No, Troy.
Yeah.
You're giving us a bad name, Troy.
Yeah. You got to get him on the podcast.
I got to, bro.
And tell you that week, because he'll probably tell it different than me.
He about ready. I don't know if he's probably done hunting. I probably never seen him again.
He was done. Oh man,
Golly,
he was done,
boy.
And so we had other deer come around, but we decided to get down about 10 o'clock, and we went back to his house. And he said, "All right, well, we're gonna grab the side by side, and then we'll come back and recover the deer." So got to side by side, parked up on top of the hill where we saw that deer run up and go left. When we get out of the side by side, I got my bow, and we're walking down to go where we saw the arrow and check blood and everything. And man, we made it 10 yards from the side by side, and a big wide buck jumps up off the tree line. And I said, that's my buck. And he said, yeah, that's your buck. Because we both saw it at the same time, and this big wide buck he goes up into the CRP, and he stands out there, and we check him in the binoculars, and it's like, man, that's got to be him. It's got to be him. And it's like, man, what do we do? So he said, well.
And how long is this after the shot?
This was probably, so we got out of the tree around 9:30, 10 o'clock, and this was probably noon.
Okay, so it's been a few hours.
Yeah, I think we let him sit for 3 hours total. I shot him at 8:30.
Got you.
So 8:30 to noon. And so we went down, looked at the arrow, covered in blood. It was good dark blood. It was liver, and we followed a blood trail up to the tree line, exactly where that buck jumped up, and then it started getting sparse, and we went, it was probably about 50 yards wide, the tree line. It's CRP on this side and then corn on this side. And we made it about 30 yards in. The blood got a little sparse, and like we're just talking it over. It's like, man, we really need to get a dog on this. Like, we know it was a bad liver shot. And he said,
We're
okay.
just gonna keep pushing him at this point.
And we don't have permission on this property where he went. So we had to end up going and get permission. But we said, let's get a dog. I pulled up Facebook groups and found dogs in the area, call him, and he's like, I can't get there till 9, 10 o'clock. I'm like, man, I don't want to wait 9, 10 o'clock. I said, do they have any drones around here? Let's, at least get eyes on him and know where he's at.
Right.
And then we can mark him. And then, that way we can put the dog on him there and go after him. But, so we called some drone groups and they was like, you need to call this guy. He's the best. So, okay, we'll call him. And we had the dog guy coming out at 9, but the drone guy said, I can be there in 2 hours. And we said, okay, well, come on out. And then he calls back in about 20 minutes. And he said, well, you're between my next 2 calls. I'm going to finish the first call, and then so that I don't drive and then, have to drive back. He said, I'm just going to come stop at you first. So he comes and he stops with us, meets us there, and sends the drone up. And if you've never seen this is cool.
Yeah.
This is cool.
It is very cool.
And this is a monster drone. It goes up, and he's got the computer on the back of the tailgate, and you're looking at it, and it's clear as day. You can see the drone going up. You can see yourself standing there, and he starts floating, and he floats over to CRP. And the amount of deer that were sitting bedded in that CRP.
Incredible.
Unreal.
Yeah.
He picked up a buck, and it had a scar. Like, you could see noticeably it had some damage to its side. And he's like, that's your buck. And it wasn't. Like, I knew it wasn't my buck. One, because the buck we saw jump up went to the left, and this deer was more to the right. And the horn structure wasn't the same deer. And I was like, that's not it. He's hurting, but that ain't him.
That's not him.
And he picked up a couple other small scrub bucks and then does. And this CRP was just slap full.
Full of them.
So if you got CRP,
you got deer.
Need to be around.
You don't even know how many deer's in that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he starts floating around, and then all of a sudden he picks up a deer, and you can see that this deer's laid out. And he's on his side, stretches as wide as can be. And he's like, oh, there's your deer. And he pulls it up, and he changes it from thermal over to, live, and look at it. And sure enough, it's my deer. And it is literally 25 yards from where we stuck the arrow in the ground and stopped looking for blood. He was dead the whole time.
No kidding.
That buck we saw jumped up just happened to be another big buck that was cruising.
Got you.
He bedded right there. Yeah. And where he bedded, it was like a little knoll, and all the trees around it were hooked, and it was good. So he was bedded right there. And dude, when that drone picked up that buck laying there, it was exciting and sickening at the same time, because it's like, how we didn't see him there. He didn't make it into the CRP. He actually got caught in some barbed wire. I don't know if it caught him and flipped him over and just, he just laid right there and died. But it was cool.
Yeah, dude. Them drones are insane.
Insane.
I did this one here. I had to get a drone on him. Yeah. Yeah. And it was, like you said, just the way they fly over. I seen so many deer. I was like, "Ooh, look at that buck!" Look.
Yeah.
And like you said, it'd be thermal, and then he would switch it to like live video or whatever. And the clarity. I mean, you could count the hairs on a squirrel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In a tree. I was like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
So when he found my buck, we ended up finding it. I mean, we went all over this land up here where I hunted first. And I knew he kind of crossed that road, but we were just double checking. And then so he comes back across. Well, then all of a sudden there's a buck laying there, a deer. And he goes, that's a long image. That could be a deer. So he turns on the camera or the live, and I could see a deer laying there, and I could see intestines hanging out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that my buck? I couldn't see the head. So he kind of flies around like this on the other side of the deer, and I could see that drop tine. I was like, dude, that's my buck.
That's him.
We were 500 feet from him. And you talk about a celebration in the streets, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We were...
Was he dead?
Yes.
Okay.
Dude, we were jumping up and down. I wrapped my leg around. I was like... And so this is my buddy Steve. He just started a deer
Drone
recovery. And so that's why I'd called him. I think it's called Project Deer. So if you're in the area, especially Northwest Missouri, and you need some help, Project Deer, Steve's the man. But I was his first actual recovery.
Nice.
He had been on one other look, and he wasn't able to find the deer, and so I was the first one. So he was just as excited as I was. I was like, dude, that was the most fun. I mean, it was a blast. So exciting, dude.
Yeah. What I thought was cool about it is the guy was telling us, because of the way the body breaks down after you kill it, it's creating heat. So as the body's decomposing on the deer, it's creating heat. So
heat.
up to 72 hours, they can
It's putting
find
off
this
heat.
deer. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's putting off heat. All the I guess it's bacteria and everything as it's eating away and all that and breaking down the deer is putting off heat, and they can find the deer. So
that's crazy.
It's so non-invasive.
Yeah.
You know, the deer do know it's there. Like every one of those deer looked up at it and knew that a drone was there, but they weren't spooked. They was just looking to see what was making that humming.
Yeah. And that's what's bad, because, I mean, like here, we have some pretty strict laws about using a drone and stuff.
Yep.
And you know, people, they're not doing it right.
Yeah.
And I just hope it never gets to a point where they're like, all right, no more drones.
Right.
Because it is a heck of a tool.
Oh,
I mean,
it's a tool.
I think it's better than a dog. I think it's better than if you're not positive and you're going through the brush and stuff, you're kicking him up and he's running even further now. I mean, it's because that was our deal. Bobby Leslie was with me. He was the one out there taking pictures today.
Yeah.
And he I waited 6 hours, went down this hill, jumped him up. And I was like, and Bobby's like, we might not want to just keep pushing him, you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So that's when I decided to call Steve with the drone, and that thing. Yeah. You know what was the best part to me, not the best part, but what the most, I was like, man, that is crazy, is all my life, I know trees are alive. You know what I'm saying? You know, any kind of tree or plant's alive. The amount of heat that a tree puts off, it was just, I was like, I had no idea that it was that alive. I don't know what I thought, but it was crazy because them trees would just light up, boy. And it was like, holy crap, dude, they're putting off some heat.
Yeah. I definitely think it's worth it. If you're going on a trip out of town, before you leave, get at least 5 numbers of drones that you can call and put $500 in your wallet. Yeah. Because if you shoot any of these deer and you want a chance at recovering it, the drone's the way to go.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the same way.
I did not expect him to find that deer in 5 minutes like he did.
That's crazy.
One, I mean, the deer was dead right there already, but the amount of deer we saw and looked in 5 minutes time, I know exactly why we found that deer. It's just, it's that accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, they are accurate.
It's cool.
I tell you what, I liked it so much, I went and bought a drone.
Yeah.
I didn't buy that high dollar thermal drone. I was like, man, that was so much fun, dude. I was like, I want to see if I'll do it. And so I bought a drone, nice DJI drone. I mean, I thought, I'm going to see if I can figure out how to fly it, if I actually will fly it and whatnot. And I've done it a few times. I haven't done it near as often as I kind of hoped I would have. But I tell you what, I get to flying that thing, man, and it would go out there and I can see everything on video, but then all of a sudden I can't see the drone. Yeah. That's my problem at this point. I'm
scary.
Like, where's it at? You know what I mean? And so then I got to, thank God return home. You're too far, return home. Okay.
Too much money, too much money.
Facts. So yeah, but so how was it when you killed that? I mean, when you shot that deer? Because I know what I see in the video. There's some excitement happening.
Oh man. Yeah. So this is that was actually the second rack buck that I'd shot with my bow. I shot one earlier this year in Maryland.
Yeah.
So that was
Which we're gonna get into that next.
That one was in October, and then now this one was the first rack buck with my bow. I've killed little fork horn and spikes, and I'm not a respecter of horns. I will kill them.
Yeah.
And so
You're like,
I'll be excited to do it, and I don't care how much hate I get. I'm happy.
Yep. And
So,
that's what counts at the end of the day.
So it was exciting to be a part of that. And, you know, if you see the video, anybody watching the video, you know, I compare it to the Luke Bryan. Is he down?
Yeah.
Is he down? You know, but I'm just
so excited.
Oh, so excited. Just because.
And you can't help it. It's just, it overtakes you. It's like, oh my goodness, man.
I couldn't. I've never experienced anything like that. And I hope it never stops feeling like that. Because
I got a feeling it don't.
I
got a feeling it don't. I mean, I get as excited as you was like Luke Bryan. I'll get that way over a doe. I'll get that way over anything. You know what I mean?
I don't quite get that way with a doe. It's business as usual. I'm pretty stone cold.
I get pretty
when it comes to a doe,
man.
it's just like,
yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
And
dude, I
pack
get
'em up.
excited over deer I'm not even gonna shoot.
Yeah.
I'll be like, ooh, man.
Oh, I do too. I get more excited about a deer that I don't shoot. For me, the excitement happens after the shot. I'm stone cold until the shot happens. So it's like that buck walks in and it's like, all right, he's gonna die, and it's business as usual. He comes in, but as soon as that arrow smacks, as soon as I see it, it's like I need to hold on because I'm fixing to. I'm fixing to fall out the tree.
Yes.
And it's like,
I've told Lester, I mean, I'll be calm, cool, collected, like I know what I'm doing, you know what I mean? And like you said, as soon as you make that shot and you hear that pop, and you're just like, now here we go. Our boy shaking, like, oh my God. I always talk about, there's a video of a little girl.
Yes.
That one where she says, nobody cares about the bighorn sheep. You know what I'm talking about? Her dad kept saying, tell him about the bighorn sheep. And she's like, nobody cares about the bighorn sheep. It's hilarious. But that girl's so excited. I'm like, that's the way I get. I'm so excited, man.
Yeah. That's the way I want it. And I killed my second deer with a recurve this year.
Whoa.
That's cool too.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
I've not toyed with the recurve at all. I have a desire to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
It's different, and intimacy times 1,000.
Yeah. So with the recurve, so the deer you killed. So is this the one you killed in Maryland, or is that?
I did kill it in Maryland, but it's not the other.
It's
big
not
buck.
the other big buck.
The next day I ended up killing a doe with the recurve because I had used my buck tag already.
Previous.
And so I was scouting more for Justin and some of the other guys that were on the hunt with us, and it just so happened that the doe walks 5 yards from me and just presented.
And you got the recurve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you shot a recurve long, or is this?
I'm going on 2 years now.
Okay.
And
Nice.
I killed my first deer was a Sika deer in Maryland. The October before, I went up there and I shot a Sika deer. And Justin's the guy that's, when it comes to recurves and trad shooting and all, and he's on the Buzzard Roost team, and he really pumps me up about that trad stuff. And I'm gonna tell you the simplicity of it, and just the intimacy that you have with shooting that bow, and you know the animal that you're shooting is like it's another level.
Yeah.
It's another level.
Yeah, I've thought about it for a few years, getting into it, and I keep talking myself out of it because I know it, just like you said, it's another level.
It is.
So
I love killing deer. I'll shoot them with a rifle. I'll shoot them with the bow. I'll shoot them with a crossbow if that's all I got.
Yeah.
But you
I
can't.
I knew you was kind of that way. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes.
But
sorry, crossbow shooters. No offense,
I just like them to die.
Yeah. Yeah. For
I just like them to die because the truth is, unless they on the tailgate, it didn't happen.
Right.
Prove it.
Yeah. Got to kill them.
You got to kill them.
And I like to eat. And
Yeah.
I like to eat deer. So
That's it.
I'm filling my freezer
Yeah.
for sure.
Yep.
If I can get one of these in the process,
Yeah,
that's icing on
that's
the
okay.
cake. I'll be a little happy about that.
I'm not
But
mad.
No, not mad at all.
But if they on a tailgate,
it's good business.
it's a good day.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that buck.
Yeah, man.
And
appreciate it.
I know that was a nice buck.
Yeah.
But then you, like you just mentioned, you shot another buck previous.
Yeah.
Let's. You want to take
Yeah.
us into that?
So every year I go to Maryland. I say every year. That's my second year in a row going to Maryland to hunt Sika deer. And so Justin is a coon ash transplant to Maryland. So he's from South Louisiana like me, and work kind of brought him up to New England area and then Maryland, and he kind of made Maryland his home up there on the eastern shore. And they have the Sika deer. And for those of you that don't know, a Sika deer is a miniature elk that lives in the marsh. And so the grass is 12 foot tall. The marsh, you need hip boots to walk it. And then while you're sitting in these trees that are dead, by the way, they're not live trees. It's pine trees that have died from saltwater intrusion. And you climb these trees. And so it's kind of sketch.
Yeah, I bet.
But while you're sitting there, these miniature elk are bugling. You can't see them. You can see the grass wiggle as they're moving through. And if there's enough wind, one of the deer that I killed, I didn't know it was underneath me until I looked down. And I just looked down at my feet on my platform, and there's a deer standing there. And I ended
like
up...
a whitetail deer.
No,
Or
it's a
deer.
Sika deer.
Okay, yeah.
And I could hear it walking. I could hear drip, drip, drip. And I could never find it. And I looked down, and it was
He's
already
right there.
underneath me. How it did that, I don't know. But they call them marsh ghosts. And that's why.
That's why.
That's why.
That's wild, man.
But
Didn't say, I feel like I remember you making a post carrying that Sika deer out, or carrying a Sika deer out.
yeah.
And people were getting on there talking about, you
Yeah.
killed that little fawn or whatever.
Yeah, so that the one my first deer with a recurve was a Sika hind, and 50 pounds full grown.
Yeah. Which is crazy to me.
Yeah, and they have spots
Yeah. Yeah.
all the way through adulthood. So I've got this deer hanging. I've got my recurve, and I'm proud.
Proud as
And
heck.
they're like, I can't believe you shot that and posted it to Facebook. And I'm like, don't worry, it's a Sika deer. Like, this is normal.
And people would tear you
Oh,
up.
they would
They
tear
don't
me
care,
up.
man.
They were tearing me
Yeah,
up.
dude, that's so funny.
Yeah. And it's like,
Yeah.
come get you
But
some.
I got a Sika deer.
Yeah.
And you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the next day I went in with the muzzleloader and shot a good stag. It's still at the taxidermist, so it's been 2 years. It's
Heck
still at the
yeah.
taxidermist, so that's gonna be cool. So the deer I killed in Maryland this year, and then that Sika deer that I'm getting mounted, they're gonna go on the same post together.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool right
Yeah.
there. For sure.
So this year we did a lot of Sika hunting, but the wind was really bad. And it got up to like 30 miles an hour on the bay. And the first 2 days we were there, it was blowing and raining, and it was 40 degrees, and it was miserable. I mean, some of the most miserable hunting. And you just sitting there hunkered against a tree, and it's just wearing you down. The third day, I actually just slept in because it just 2 days prior just wore us out, just trying to stay warm in that rain and all. And just, it was probably the prettiest day there was. But so the fourth day, get up to go, and I think we went a few times, and it was actually everybody had left, and it was just me and Justin left. I was staying an extra week, and it was on the weekend, I believe. And the wind was up like 30 miles an hour, and I did not want to go get in one of those dead trees. I said, Justin, like, let's just go to one of these inland WMAs and go hunt whitetail. And he's like, okay, yeah, I know a spot. I got a spot we can go. So we drive about an hour or so to this WMA, and we're going in, and to me, it was a crawfish pond, but I know up in Maryland they don't have crawfish ponds, but it's exactly what it looks like back home for a crawfish pond. You got like a levee road, and then on both sides you have like a pond, and it's full of cockaburros. Well, as we're walking this road, this buck just walks out and stands on the road about 150 yards from us, and it's just the most picturesque view. And I've got a picture of it. I'll have to send it to you.
Yeah,
And you can put it
for sure.
Feed it into the podcast. But he's standing there and he's just standing chest, and he's looking down at us, and he can't figure out what we are. And we saw him come up, so we just dropped down, and he starts walking to us. And I think he covered about 30 yards, and he's just kind of looking at us and easing his way to us. He's not really bothered by us, but he knows
Something's off.
Yeah. So he ducks down back into the cockaburros, into the pond, and Justin said, "You got to go after him." I said, "Okay." So I handed him the camera. I said, "It's running, just video." So I dropped my pack, I loaded an arrow, and I dropped down off the levee road, and then, the cockaburros are overhead high. And so I'm sneaking down, and I can see his antlers over the top of the cockaburros, and he's coming to me as I'm going to him, and I'm staying low, and he gets about 20 yards from me, and I'm like, okay, it's fixing to happen. So I kind of creep up the levee just a hair, just to get a little more height to shoot over, down, and in, and I see his rack turn, and it turns completely away, and he takes 2 steps, and I said, all right, it's now or never. I draw back, stand up, and he kind of turns his head to look at me, and I anchor that pin right at the base. I couldn't really see it. I could see the tops of his shoulders. And so I anchored it right there, and it's going to lob over, right? And so I anchored at the base of his shoulders and let it go. And I hear it smack. And he just starts rolling and cutting flips. Like, I knew it smoked him.
Smoked him right there.
Smoked him.
Heck yeah, dude.
And, dude, it's like bow up in the air. And I'm just like, that's the most epic footage you'll ever see.
And we have footage of this?
No. Justin double punched.
Oh, no. Justin.
He double punched.
Man.
And so, like, all you see in the footage is, like, the between shots. So he's running the camera, and, like, he's walking up to me, and you see him videoing the ground as he walks up. And then he picks it up to video me so that I can talk, and then it goes blank. And then it was like every time he put the camera down, he'd come on. But man, it was still one of the most epic.
How did that feel, killing it on the ground like that? That was close, cool. You know what I'm saying?
It was cool. It happened really fast.
Yeah.
Really fast, almost unrealistic, really fast.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It wasn't like the excitement from the tree on the Ohio deer, where it's like, okay, everything went according to plan. Like, none of this was planned.
Yeah.
And it just happened
You were probably
fast.
still having that.
Yeah.
Did that just happen?
Did that just happen?
Did that really just happen just like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that feeling too.
Right after I shot him and he starts stumbling, I run through the cockaburros and he's still stumbling away. But I can tell you, those wreck broadheads, I don't know if you ever heard of them or used them.
I know them. I've never used them.
Brother, that was a blood trail.
Yeah.
And I'm shooting the HXPs. That's the big cuts. It was just like this whole wall got painted. So the whole kookaburra wall. What I didn't see was they had cut rows in them kookaburras.
Yeah.
And he was walking in the row in the clear.
Got you.
And so I just lobbed it over. He wasn't actually standing in them. Well, the whole kookaburra wall was just covered. And I actually ended up putting a bad shot on that deer. He wasn't broadside to me. He was directly away. And I ended up sending it, and I caught him. It went right up his button and ended up hitting him in the femoral artery and lodged in his hip. And that's what broke him down, and the blood spray on that. And then it kind of somewhat paralyzed him, and he couldn't run away. I run up and, 15-yard shot and put another one in him.
Yeah.
But
dude.
It was cool.
Yeah, I bet.
It was really cool.
Heck yeah. So you shot one in Ohio.
Yep.
And you shot one in Maryland.
Yep.
Did you shoot one in Louisiana?
I did
you
not.
go 3 for 3? No?
I did not. No, my
not.
boy shot one earlier in October, the week before I went to Maryland. My boy shot one in the swamp on the youth hunt.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Old Parker.
Yeah, he's a bad dude.
Yeah, he's a hunting fool, isn't he? He's loving that.
Yeah.
Chip off the old block, I think, is
Yeah.
what's happening, man.
Oh, he's way better than me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He'd be way
dude.
better than me. He's already shooting a longbow.
No kidding.
Yeah, he's 8, and he's shooting a longbow. We got him a little, I think it's a Mountaineer. I believe it's a Mountaineer youngin', and I think it's got like 20 pounds on it, and he's shooting really
He's
good.
shooting it good.
Yes.
There you go, Parker. There
Yeah.
you go. That's awesome, man.
Yep.
So, congratulations on both
Thank
those
you.
there, man.
This is a good
and
year.
I know there's some nice ones, man. You're super exciting, man. I love
Yep.
to hear those stories. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, super cool.
Blessed beyond what I deserve. I promise.
Yeah, dude. The Lord blesses us. I think it's a blessing just to be out in the woods and having that time. And I spend a lot of time with God when I'm in the woods. You know what I
Yep.
mean? I probably spend more time with God in the woods than I do anywhere else in my life. And not that I'm proud of that. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that. I am a praying man. I spend time with God.
Yep.
But it's a different
Yeah.
level when it's hunting season.
Yep.
I'm just out in the woods with him, watching his nature, watching what he created. You know what I mean? And the fact, that's another thing about bow hunting to me, is that I'm up there and this nature has no idea I'm there.
Right.
And I'm watching what they act like when I'm not there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And that's always been so cool to me.
Yeah. It doesn't replace your church family and all that, but I just think it's natural.
Yeah.
The quiet of it, to go ahead and connect with God, and you got to find that quiet place. Like this morning, I come down here to do my reading and everything because it was nice.
Quiet.
It was quiet. It just calm, and
Yeah.
reading with all these bucks around is cool too.
Great environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I actually I had AI make me a song.
Yeah.
And it talks about that, because I always said this before. I always said when I'm the closest I am to God is when I'm in the woods. When
Yep.
I'm in a tree, that's where I'm closest to God. And I heard a guy say this one time, and it changed the way I thought, because he basically said, I'm not closer to God when I'm in the woods, when I'm in the tree, when I'm hunting, when I'm in the nature. I'm not closer to him. I can just hear him better.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not that I'm closer to him. I can hear him better. I'm listening. It's quiet.
The distractions are gone.
Distractions are gone. You don't have the hustle bustle. Your mind going this, and this. You're out there. Most of the time you're at peace.
Yeah.
And you're just in your mind, because you're not moving. You're not making any noise and whatnot. So you're just in your head talking to God. And
Yep.
I think you can definitely hear him better.
Jesus went to the wilderness to pray.
That's right. Amen. That says something.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I've got a couple questions I want to ask you.
Okay.
Kind
These
of
sound serious.
kind of new thing I'm starting here.
Okay.
I
I kind of passed by last night. I come upstairs
Did you?
right at this point. I was like, oh, what's he getting into?
But so I started thinking one day, and I was like, man, how cool is it that my grandkids, my great grandkids, that one day they're going to be able to hit play and listen to me tell stories, or listen to me talk to you, and we're telling stories together. And I always thought, man, if I had that from my grandpa, how cool, how much would that mean to me to have that today? You know what I'm saying? And so I thought, this is way more to me than a podcast. This is us living or giving something to our grandkids, giving something to our great grandkids. Hopefully something about us that'll stay alive with our family, and they'll know who we are. We don't just get that forgottenness. You know what I'm saying? So if there was anything that you wanted your great grandkids that don't even exist yet, if there's anything you would want them to know about you, what would that be?
Ooh, what I want.
And it can be hunting related. It can be personal about you? Just what would you want them to know about you? You know what I'm saying? That's why I tried to give you the question before, and you was like,
Yeah,
no,
you
all
probably,
right,
I probably should have.
yeah,
I probably
we
should.
gonna-
You're
we
gonna have
gonna
to
do
edit
this
some.
now.
You have to edit some time out
No,
of
go
this.
ahead, take your time. Is it
Yeah.
because it's really something, and I think about it a lot. It's like, what would I want them to know about me? I want them to know what kind of hunter I am.
Yeah,
'Cause obviously, this is what the podcast is about.
yeah,
I want them to know I'm an ethical hunter. I want them to know what these guys mean to me, what that excitement meant to me. You know what I'm saying? And that I take that even further into life, where you can do anything you really want to do. You can do anything you put your mind to. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. What I want them to know about me, and I don't know if it's necessarily I want them to know about me, because I don't think of myself as some great man. I'm not. I'm just an average, ordinary man. But I want them to know that they can do, like you were saying, you can do anything. Anything any other man can do, you can do.
You can do.
You can do it. You know, from starting a business, the freedom that you get from that. Like I've never experienced freedom like this. You know, I feel like I was born to work in chemical plants. You know, that's the way my brain works, and I'm good at it. Now the guys at the chemical plant are probably laughing and say, "You wasn't good at
You
that.
ain't no good at that.
You're doing exactly what you were good at." You know, but no,
Hey, you were building saddles for them back then.
I was
so
building saddles.
You doing exactly what
Yeah.
you was good at.
yeah. So I want them to know that, like, I think about that a lot with my daughters. You know, they're not really into hunting. I mean, my baby girl, she'll go with me a little bit, but my biggest thing is I want her to know that she can do it. You know, whatever it is, you know, if she wants to be a hairstylist and open a hair salon, you know, and that's what I've told Anthony, I've told my dad, you know, when we're having those deep conversations, is I'm doing this right now, not for me, but to be that example and to show them whatever they want, whatever they put their mind to, whatever they chase, whatever they go after, if they want it bad enough, they'll get it.
They'll get it.
They'll work for it, and you know, dreams will come true. You know, this is the wildest ride that you could ever be on. Like some days it's like, man, is it even worth it? You know, and then some days I catch myself in comparison, you know, with the rest of the competition, and it's like, man, I should be there. I'm on the ride.
Yeah.
I'm winning.
Yeah.
I'm winning right now. I've been to, man, I don't know how many states already this year, and it's
Yeah.
what is it, June?
June. Yeah. We're halfway through. We
It's
still got
June.
6 more months.
I've been to Maryland, New York, Massachusetts, Mississippi, Florida, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma.
Well, you been traveling.
I'm living it.
Yeah.
And that's all just this year.
Yeah.
And there's a lot bigger life out there, and God wants more for you, and he wants you to experience all these things, you know, and you can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it. So
Yeah.
if they know that about me, I just want them to know that I was that example for them, to show them that it's doable.
Yeah, and that just kind of ties into the other one. I just like I asked Anthony last night. I'm like, what's one thing that you wish you could say to him? If it was the last thing, you're like, this is the last message they may ever see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What would that one thing be?
You know, there's scripture that says, teach us that our days are numbered. And it's true. We don't know the number of days we have. So yes, we have to work. We have to go, you know, to jobs and all, but you don't know how long you're here. So I'm not saying wild out and do bad things,
Right.
but while you're here, experience it.
Yeah, make the most of
it.
every moment.
Yes. Love people, you know,
Facts.
You're my brother,
Yes.
and you're older than me. You live 13 hours away from me. We met.
How our worlds
call you, bro.
collided.
Yep.
You somehow, you know what I mean?
Meet
Yeah.
people, love people,
Yeah.
create relationships. You know, short life, man.
Yeah. So I heard I just got chills. I heard a song one day, not too long ago, and I've heard this song many, many, many times, and it's not like
funny how
any
that
kind of
happens.
Christian song, nothing like that. It's a rock song. I want to say Soundgarden or somebody sings it, and I'm pretty sure that's who it is. But the verse that stuck with me was, how do you love? And I heard that and I thought, you know what? At the end of the day, when we get to heaven, when we're at the gates, when we meet Jesus, when we meet, you know what I mean? I feel like that's going to be the question. I feel like they're going to say, Troy, how did you love? Because that's what we're here for. We're here to love one another.
Yep.
We're here to take care of each other. We're here to lift each other up. We're here to have compassion and passion and you know what I mean? And everything in the Bible leads to love. So it's like, I heard that and it really stuck with me. And I said, Troy, how do you love?
Yep.
Sometimes you got to do some soul searching. Sometimes you got to say, that wasn't very loving. I've had to make amends with people because I wasn't being loving. Whether I was right or wrong means
matter.
nothing. The fact that I wasn't being loving, you know what I'm saying, that's where I'm like, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. We have to love. And that's what's going to be asked of us. How do you love? Benny, hey, man. You know I love you, bro. You're a great friend, man. I always enjoy seeing you and hanging out with you and talking to you on the phone or whatever, man. It's always a great time, man.
Never short.
Never short, ever. And including this podcast.
I bet we doubled Anthony's podcast.
Probably right. But it's always a blast. I appreciate you more than you know and appreciate you coming up and whatnot. And I got to get my butt down to Louisiana and hang out. And
come on, pick up a rifle and
let's go. I'll do it. I ain't scared. As long as I ain't getting bumped by no alligators now. I ain't make no promises.
You ain't make no promises.
I'll scream like a girl, be up a tree.
I just know where the deer are. I'm going to put you there. If the alligators are there too.
That's not your problem.
Nope.
Yeah, so, but I'll be seeing you. So I'll be seeing you in Alabama.
Yep.
At the World Deer Expo.
Yeah, we'll be at World Deer. Well, you won't see me.
No.
I'll be in Wisconsin.
Okay. Anthony will be at the World Deer Expo, maybe.
I think
I
think he's bailing on us. I think his cousin's got a wedding or something.
Somebody gonna be there? I thought.
Yeah, we got.
Okay, somebody's gonna be there. All right. Then I'll see Buzzard Roost at the Mobile Hunter Expos, Georgia and Ohio.
Both.
Yep. Is there anywhere else you guys are gonna be going?
I'll be in New England, Massachusetts. Hunt stock.
Yeah. We're not doing it this year, but I really want to do it.
You got to get up there.
Yeah. I've talked to the guy that puts it on. I can't think of his name. He's
Porter.
We've talked, and he's told me, he goes, your mobile hunting gear will be well loved up here. You got to get it up here. So
Gotcha.
We're gonna get it up there sooner or later. Hopefully sooner than later.
That's right.
But again, congratulations on them bucks, man.
Thank you.
Some great stories, man. I really appreciate you sharing them, you know, and a little emotion here and there. I love that, you know what I'm saying? It's just real talk.
That's it.
Real life. So
yeah,
you're doing great things. I can't wait to see where else Buzzard Roost goes. I can't wait to see the platforms and sticks when they come out, man. Get my hands on those. And, you know, I already rocked the saddle, so we're going to keep rocking that and keep moving on and keep killing deer. Yep. Thank you, Benny.
You're welcome. Love you.
Everybody watching, man, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the stories, and maybe you picked up some tips or tricks along the way, you know what I mean, that might help you out, you know. Hey, if you have any questions about Buzzard Roost Saddles, feel free to hit them up on all the social medias you guys are on.
We got TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. My cell number on the website if you need to catch me with any questions.
Yeah, if you got any questions or any concerns or whatever, hit him up, man. He's definitely willing to take the time to talk to you and to make sure you understand, you know, and that's one thing I love about him for sure. But Appreciate you watching. If you hadn't hit that subscribe button, I'd ask you to hit that, please. It just helps me to grow a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But as always, blend better, hunt harder.
Every season brings us back for more. It's blood trails and bucktails, round the fire where the whiskey sails. Every hunt's a story, every shot's a chance. What's your story to tell?